I was talking to Damo about this the other day. I said there were times listening to you blokes on the Saturday rub where I'd actually have to pull over in the car, where I'd actually be laughing that hard. But
yep.
You've made yourself. Are you the self-anointed leader of the Triple M commentary team, JB? Is it?
Well, as the host, people sort of tend to say that. But how do you, how are you the leader with? When I first started doing that show, Sam Newman, Brian Taylor, Dermot Brereton, Jason Dunstall, I walked in, and after that, Gary came across from 3AW. I walked in as this nobody from South Australia into that group of blokes. And they're the biggest names in football and the biggest personalities. So I remember sitting in a sort of meeting with these blokes, looking at them going, Jesus, I don't belong here. These are sort of massive names and massive personalities. So it took a while to sort of get that straight in my own head. But, mate, they were the best blokes ever. I mean, you know them all. How good are they? Dermot, wonderful. The Chief, speaking about blokes that are good at hanging shit on people, the Chief might be the best ever. And he put it on me more than anyone else, which I absolutely loved. And he and I are great mates to this day. He's a jet. But Sam Newman, again, like the footy show, that Saturday rub was really set up for him. We just put a platform down for him to do whatever the hell he wanted. And for those first, I reckon, 10 years of doing the show that he did it, some of the stuff he came out with, like he used to, one stage causer, he took a live microphone into 3AW and interrupted their show to interview them for our show. And you're looking in there and there's like Tim Lane and sort of Lee Matthews and Rex Hunt, and they're all looking at him like, what the hell are you doing? And he's interviewing them live for our show on their show while they're trying to, it was just mayhem. I remember Dermot had flatulence one day. This is how bad it got. He had flatulence one day and Sam had no tolerance for anyone who passed wind. And Dermot said, right, well, I'm going to have to leave the box. And Sam's like, good, you're not doing it in here. And then Dermot, this is 100% true, said, I'll do it next door. So he walked into 3AW drop. On air, I'm looking through the glass and these blokes are all thinking, well, who's done that? And it was Derm who then scuttled back into ours. So, mate, it was pretty. It was funny. It was irreverent. It was hardly anything to do with footy, and it was really set up to bring out the genius in Sam. And then when he left, Gary came in and Spud came in, and it just became an ongoing thing of blokes just putting shit on each other. And the thing I always say, cause with that is it's like a barbecue. You know yourself. You go to a barbecue with great mates. Everyone's polite for, what do you reckon, about 15 minutes? Then 15 minutes in, bang, someone says something and then someone piles in on top of him and then someone's in on top of him and then it's on. And that's what makes Australian blokes, I reckon, so funny, is they just put shit on each other and it's gold. As long as they're mates and as long as it comes from a good place, it's just the funniest thing ever. And that's really what the rub's all about.
And I've watched numerous episodes, and even before coming into today, where you Google a couple of things. Do you almost feel, even moving forward, that without, how do I best put it, but even with Spud, his legacy is still there today with you blokes, that he's always a part of you blokes moving forward? Because, God, I listened to some of those, the thing with Chompers and all the different episodes. There were that many different things where he was just an absolute genius in the way that he went about it.
Oh, and it's a tragic loss. So I still can't believe it. I heard the recalling of which game was it? The drawn grand final, I reckon, Collingwood St Kilda the other day, and Spud was part of the commentary team, I reckon. And just listening to him during the course of that, thinking, how isn't he here anymore? It's just it's so bloody sad. But you're right. He was extraordinarily talented, Spud. A lot of the time without knowing it. The stuff that came out of his mouth, he was just complete fly by the seat of your pants. But the funniest thing about Spud, and there are lots of funny things about him, the funniest thing about Spud was that he was terrified of Gary. Like anything Gary said, Spud just agreed with because he was terrified of ever being on the wrong side of Gary. So Spud had come in and he'd go, I'm telling you, I'm going hard off the top with the fact that, Corey McKernan, I'm just going to make this up. Corey McKernan takes too big a run up when in the first bounce. He's got to come in closer. He runs in from too far. And Spud would be adamant. Anyway, so we go, all right, well, you go with that then. So we'd start the show and the normal BS would go on, and then I'd go, and Spud, you want to talk about Corey McKernan? And Gary would say, what, the fact that he's got that really great long run up that really helps him get up high and win the ruck? And Spud would go, yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Just completely change the story because Gary said what he said. And Damo and I would look at him and go, Spud, you are pathetic. You have 100% changed your view on that. But that's what it was. And so Gary knew, and so he used to play those angles, and we would just roar with laughter. So that's one example of why he was brilliant.